Last week we were playing with muntjac. This week we're hoping that the sika rut has finally reached a crescendo and they'll be coming to the call. A bit like this. Hit it, Dean. It's a very different sound for a very different animal. So that's what we want to be hearing as Roy waits patiently up a high street on a chilly October morning. We can't see them, but we can hear them. One eventually puts himself right in front of Roy's 3006, but Roy holds off as it's too dark for the camera to see the young deer, even though the Swarovski can see enough of the pricket for a shot.
We let him go in the hope that he'd come back in and give us another chance, but he obviously read the script and didn't fancy playing that one out, so we didn't see him come back in. And obviously we had the sika whistling all around us, which is superb to hear as the dawn is breaking.
Our guide today, Sam, plays a few tunes of his own. In his experience, he says that it's only when the deer are in sight that he gets a response. Calling them from cover is more tricky. This evening we'll have another chance, but in the meantime we have the opportunity to see some wild sika that are so accustomed to walkers that they don't mind some close inspection. It feels a bit like we're kids in a sweet shop, but instead of looking at lemon sherbets and chocolate curly whirlies, we're looking at the size of the curly whirlies on top of their heads. There are some very impressive stags on this ground in Dorset, but it's a case of look and don't touch. So what sort of medals are on offer? Not that you should be thinking that way, of course, but sometimes you can't help yourself.
I mean, this fella here then, I mean, what do you reckon he is? You know, how...
It's sort of middle-aged stag, very good brow points, reasonably tall, very nicely coloured, retains its two inside points, which in a rut a lot tend to break due to the fighting. This location we're at's quite a unique location because it's a nature reserve, it's cold for management purposes, but the deer are very tolerant of the public. The public are here every day of the year.
And a fantastic place to come and
great
study
place
them
to come and study them,
and see a little bit of rutting behaviour.
Look at all their characteristics that make a sika so special.
Right. So this, I mean, the big fella there, couched up. What sort of, where would you assess him?
Very good quality stag, very tall, even. He's snapped an inside point off. That'll be due to fighting generally.
Right.
But he'd score very well in the medals. Probably go a silver, possibly a gold.
Right.
What you look for on a medal is symmetricalness, basically.
Yeah.
Symmetry in the head. The length of brow points, the thickness. The inside points play a very good role.
Right.
Generally, the width of the trophy.
Yeah.
But now he's extremely.
So if you've got quite a narrow head, then it gets marked down.
It does a little bit, yeah. Sort of symmetry is one of the most important things.
Right.
As we drive from the ground, Roy says he's spotted something in the undergrowth. On closer inspection, we get a glimpse of a white sika. There is a known small population of these sika, but not in these parts. We try and get a closer look. All we get is the body and no head. Again, the shot presents itself, but one must learn to control one's urges. Right, time for our evening session with the sika. Sam puts us in a low seat with a lovely view leading to some woodland. Unfortunately, we're hearing and seeing nothing. Roy has been up for hours and it's disappointing not to get a result, especially when he's seen so many deer today. Oh well, there's always the chiller shot to really rub it in.
After a 2 o'clock start this morning, I'm definitely feeling it now. So we were hoping we'd see a little bit more rutting activity, but yeah, very, very odd. I mean, we had a reasonable amount of whistling out there this morning, and came out there this evening, and it was just desolate, nothing. So it definitely looks like the sika have gone into nocturnal mode, because obviously when we got into the trucks and started driving out from the fields, then we were picking up deer everywhere. We were out of luck on this one, unfortunately. So there we go. That's the joy of stalking.
The rut has been difficult this year, and as a consequence there are still some nice animals that have avoided the chiller and Roy's 3006.